Hey everybody, welcome back to another Judgment commentary of Sword Art Online, Season 2, but today we're going to be checking out the final 4 episodes of the season, episodes 21 through 24. But last time, on those last 4 episodes, we saw the ending of the Excalibur Norse mythology arc, whatever that one was called, and boy oh boy, was it dreadful. Very boring, the most blatant and egregious filler that we've seen from this series as of yet. It didn't really serve any purpose at all. It was just, for the flair and to waste time, I guess. I mean, if you just wanted to sit back and be entertained and not have any more further depth, then it can accomplish that, but it was still pretty boring. I mean, the end of it was just that one girl grabbing Mjolnir, turning into Thor, and then cleaning house, and then that was it, problem solved. But hey, thankfully, it was short. It was a short arc, and sure, some of the animation still looked good, but that's what you get with Sword Art Online. The animation always looks good for the most part. They usually, put all that effort into the fight scenes, and if all you care about is that, then you'll receive it. But the more important thing is the arc we started after that, which did bring a lot more good stuff to the table. There was a greater focus on Asuna and developing her, and we learned some important things, like that her mother is still continuing to stifle her, to try and control her, to run her life, which, after they put her into an arranged marriage with a known deranged psychopath, you'd think they might have pulled back a little bit on that, but nope, she doubled down and is trying to control her even more. Not great. But back in Game World, Asuna ran into a girl by the name of Yuki, who she was trying to recruit someone strong to join her and her team, the Sleeping Knights, on one last final quest, because all of them are about to go off in their own separate ways to start their lives and all, and they wanted to just go out with a bang and do something awesome, and they needed someone strong to accompany them, and they found Asuna. And at one point she even fought Kirito to try to test him out, but nah, he was too sharp. He was able to see right through Yuki, and she's like, nah, I can't have him around, no, even though he's plenty strong enough. She had to go with Asuna instead. Now here they are at the end, trying to fight a boss, but this other team, this other group are here, trying to fight it first, just so that they can take all the rewards for themselves, but they're not gonna have that. Thanks to the help of Kirito, who just decided to rush in at the last second, so he's gonna hold off everybody while they go in there and take on the boss. And man, I saw that coming a frickin' mile away. Who couldn't have, though? Still pretty cool, though. Kirito playing the support here and letting Asuna have the spotlight is definitely a welcomed change of pace, because this has just been focused on Kirito for the most part. This is his show after all, but letting Asuna have a moment is welcomed. Honestly, this arc actually started off really good with some nice, more grounded, personal stakes that weren't blown out of proportion like we got with the last arc, and we even got some great stellar animation, like in the fight between Asuna and Yuki. There were some really good shots in there. But now, let's pick up where we left off with episode 21. Well folks, that does it for Sword Art Online Season 2. So, when it comes to the entire thing, it was mostly pretty good. Definitely. It had its highs and its lows for sure. That entire Excalibur arc just cut it entirely. Screw it. It doesn't serve much of anything. It was pretty boring, very not memorable at all. I've expunged most of it from my brain just because it didn't have much to it, Just wasn't very good. Filler as filler can get, for the most part. But the other arcs, with Gun Gale Online, and this last one here especially, there was a lot more to gain from them. Gun Gale Online had some good character stuff. The animation and the fight scenes were still really good. And, I guess the villain at the end of the day, the twist villain we got, was not the most compelling, but this frickin' one, tugged at the heartstrings. Something fierce, Set up Yuki and the rest of the group really well. I didn't know how I would feel about them by the end. Honestly, going into these last 4 episodes, I wasn't too connected to Yuki and the rest of them. It was only once the blanks started to be filled in about them that it started to really click for me, but once it clicked good. I mean, they made her character so tragic, just horrifically tragic. Just her very birth was ripe with difficulties to the point where she had to have a C-section and had to give her a blood transfusion, and it just so happened that said blood transfusion was infected with HIV. Damn, there's gotta be a screening process to make sure that doesn't happen. They're not gonna take blood from somebody if they know they have it. And they gotta check everybody for that, man. The odds of that occurring would have to be really low, if at all. I would hope, but then again, I'm not a medical professional. It's wishful thinking, perhaps. Or maybe I'm exactly right and it was a bit of a pull, but still makes it sad as heck. And her parents die and her sister frickin' dies. Why did they even die? Why did they die? They never said why they died, they just did. I guess her sister dying might have made sense because they were both born at the same time. They probably would have both needed the transfusion, so they probably both were, suffering from that. But her parents? Was it grief? I don't know. But still, she got to live a relatively fulfilling life once she got to drop into the MMO because she made a lot of friends there. Developed a kinship with them. They were all united under that fact that they were in hospice, and they got to spend a lot of great time together, had a lot of fun, and that's what matters. They were able to build a lifelong, lasting friendship that will follow them the rest of their days. And her legacy will go on as well, through the use of that skill. And then there was the fact that Asuna got a lot of development too. Asuna, everything that was going on with her mom did eventually get resolved, although, if I may say, it kind of got resolved very quickly. It didn't seem like she had to really even try that hard to change her mom's mind. It was a pretty quick decision. She just gave her that nostalgia speech about her parents and going out to over there and how much that she meant to them. And it changed her mind just like that. She didn't even have to speak out in that moment about how much she was being stifled or anything like that. But oh well, it's a minor note. I liked the even just the idea that they were adding development for her and trying to give her more characterization. And like I already said, they shifted focus away from Kirito. One of the first times they did that, there was a lot of that in this season overall, especially with Gun Gale Online. There was a focus on another character in the background and everything going on with her, and that was good too. And now seeing that with Asuna was greatly appreciated. So as a whole, Season 2 has its merits. It does do some good character and story stuff. I did like the way Season 1 ended, and I felt that it could have easily stopped there, but Season 2 does provide more if you're a Sword Art Online fan, and it deserves to exist for that reason alone. Just ignore the Excalibur thing. Really, you can just skip it entirely. Everyone was right. But for now, that's it guys, but thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed. Let me know what you thought of Season 2 of Sword Art Online, or even just these episodes alone. That'd be great. What were your thoughts on Yuki as a character? Was she compelling for you as well? I thought she was. Let me know. But now, what comes next is, I think, Ordinal Scale? Probably. So, I guess that would be next month, I suppose. That would just take the place of the of the commission for that, probably. And on that note, thanks again to our good friend Sal for continuing to commission for Sword Art Online. It's been a blast. It's certainly been interesting to continue checking it out. I was actually really, sketchy on if I would enjoy elements of Sword Art Online Season 2, because I thought Season 1 ended good the way it did, but I was surprised. There were some impressive moments in there. They still managed to grip you with some compelling characterization, even if some of the stakes didn't really reach the same. The concept from Season 1 just wasn't there, but it didn't need to be. It took it different places, and it succeeded despite that. So like I said, that's it. We'll see what awaits us for Sword Art Online next time, but until then, I will see you guys later!